This one is going to be even better than the last. Thank you, Lizard Roy. I'm interested because Roy's mentioned, right? First half, it's all on burgers, right? Their defensive ad needs to be clutch, rock solid. AG, they got a Phoenix and Neon. Oh boy, let's get it.
I don't mind it, especially considering that wall can now go through other walls. Phoenix's utility isn't the worst. Problem is that wall does damage to your teammates.
Well, I mean, through the walls, that's just one for back to past the cage in that little wall that they have there. So a good start for Burger Boys. Again, remember, we're looking at the defensive half to make sure that they're able to stand firm. And it's been on AG, and we're all for the nod. These pistol rounds have largely gone in their favor and direction, but right now, there's meander towards A.
I mean, the entire A side is empty, meaning that should be able to go for the plant. It's a retake for Burger Boys, and considering they have the number advantage, honestly, I don't think it's a bad call for them. You're gonna have that refreshable utility, the Sova Dart. Some of those early refreshables are really useful in the pistol.
Exactly that. We'll see which one does come into play more often. For now, Tilla waiting around the corner for the rest of the team to join up with him so he can try to run into the sites all as a full 5. And this is where things get a bit chaotic. Flash in the corner, Riker not seen, but so he'll look to face him as the rest of them now fall one by one. Nice little shock bull in the corner, but so it stays alive. 4 now gone. Bonnie and Tillo clear up the rest. And Burger Boys get there first.
There it is, right? They have the player advantage. They have the majority of that utility. Managed to get on into the site, break through the defenses here for the side of Alliance Guardian. I'm still wondering how this is going to be played, right? Because you're on that attack. Phoenix could be individually pop off. Riker was popping off previously. On the flip side, you also have Foreign, who was popping off on that Omen. It's a question of like both role comfortability as well as, you know, how flexible they are. And it seems like they are really flexible. For the course of the series, we saw them really going back and forth. Duck was on the Omen previously, then played on the Initiator, now back onto the Omen Foreign as well. So I'm feeling that it's just map dependent, but
naturally, I mean, we'll see where it kind of chases up though, as you know, Bonnie looking to farm some ecos for himself. See if you can find anybody else who just try to run at them, but she'll just be haunt to gain some of the info. No one else around.
So they're gonna try and go more into mid, it seems, considering that they had Poseidon already pushed up into there. Yeah. Even then, if they do try to go for a hit onto a site from mid, they have worse, unfortunately, slightly weaker weaponry, which is it's gonna make it difficult. So they have to go for the death ball fight.
I mean, they'll try to find a hero, the retro, at least with the Stinger, stop the early encroachment, but the rest now just sliding across. You'll have to give up to the rest of the site. Bonnie's out there. Good enough, that outlaw. We'll clean up the rest of them, and in fact, it'll just be Bonnie to clean up. Taking 4 beautifully, and Bracto denies the ace, but Burger Boys looking strong.
Denies the ace, but gives them the flawless. So that's always nice. They managed to keep all of their weapons true. And Bonnie is 2 off of their own ultimate as well here going into things. Regardless, though, it does put into question of, you know, how dominant this defense is going to be. Even though you do have Phoenix, this is the round where we're going to be kind of seeing maybe some of the win conditions for how Riker is going to play, how Riker is going to entry. Maybe Riker's the second entry alongside Neon, considering they're both doubled up towards the A site with a paranoia, potentially. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was wondering, but Paranoia may have landed it, but Cello and Bonnie again at their old shenanigans to stop them on the entry. Riker taken away. And this is the interesting part, is that previously when they played Sunset, it's been twice now as well, whereas Burger Boys will just take over the final. It's been 1-for-1 on this map, but it really just let it land down to whoever got the pistol was able to run away with their half.
I mean, pretty much, but more than that, that entire round was just, hey, Bonnie, you're 2 off your ultimate. Give your gun to someone else. Run down mid with a breach stun and absolutely blast the face of the enemies. And if you have your ultimate, probably ult. And if you don't have your ultimate and we're winning, that doesn't matter because they started winning and just absolutely dominating, taking control of the round. This is the Bonnie that we've come to know and see here in Challengers and in Promo Relegation. 9-0 start. They have not taken this player down.
Yeah,
and this is a perfect timeout, by the way, for Alliance Guardian.
I agree. Bonnie had a quieter map last one, about 15 to 19 on the Neon, right? But they're gonna get activated once again, and this is the same early timeout that we've seen out of AG. Although it is 3-0 currently, and they'll be on a save again once in the next, right? Just hoping to stop it to get to, you know, the 5-0 standpoint where they were last time, in fact, when we're looking at Ascent and so on. So this may be a case of, you know, Burger Boys running with the half. Maybe AG gets a couple rounds back. We switch sides, big comeback, and we go to Bonnie. That's what I'm thinking.
That's your prediction.
Yeah.
All right. I guess you're really interested in seeing that decider. I will say Riker does have this ultimate. I would like to note that the run it back is it's different, right? It's different from the Waylay ultimate. It's basically a second life. It's similar in some cases, but you will to do a lot more with it, I think.
Sure. And with that, though, speaking of doing a lot more, that Riker puts out the ult to just run his way in. Although the ult gets taken out, all you needed was the one to make space for Foreign to run to the side. Paxton all gone, and finally, they get a plant down for AG. And on the save, mind you, as well, to get a couple of guns back. This is huge for them. And Burger Boys are gonna go fast right back into the game as well. And also check where Doug is. All he gets is one. This who take it away. Foreign clean and peaks. And AG get an incredible round.
I would have to say that was a round probably cooked up during the timeout. Alliance Guardian was like, all right, we have this ultimate, we have Stingers, we can go for an aggressive play. And I feel like the aggression for them is probably the key for Alliance Guardian. You can get really fast plays here when you have the Phoenix on the first entry, takes that first fight, Foreign can follow up from whatever happens, or vice versa. It's very dynamic in the way that they can do it. It's similar to how they played on Corrode, where they can control sort of the flow of the map. And now that they, start to feel themselves, I think we'll see more of that control.
Speaking of which, they've taken some early control onto B as well, where it's been a similar lane that they have previously on B main, where they try to just run in and see if they can find it early on. But with no Phoenix all this time to brute force their way in, they'll instead just wait to see where Burger Boys are held up. No early information found on either end as to where teams are holding, but AG take a lot of space mid, probably going to be a mid to the back of B.
Probably. I mean, you already have the Riker walk up insert into B main, so it's a matter of what damage they can find. They do want to find one before they go for it.
We'll see it here, though, as Riker's all alone, but Duck actually manages to find one. He takes away Bonnie, who's holding up pretty forward onto A. So from there, they get the trigger. They'll make their way onto A, slides across, still gets just one. A good trade by Retro, but might be a bit tumultuous as the rest of the team falls next by next. Taylor and Retro want to get left alive. Doing the most in this round again. Riker and Sci-Fi use the Nightfall to spot the both of them. They just have like no health and no time till it gets.
This goes here.
Need a drop. Salamat, thanks.
Tripwire destroyed. Cage triggered. Tripwire destroyed.
Spike planted. Last player standing. Team Ace.
Yes, this should do. Ah, this is a nice spot.
People pointed out. But it's definitely a fun time. I guess I'll bring this up because I didn't bring it up last time. But the burger topping questions, because I asked you what your burger toppings were, and you had a very interesting answer. I think it was a little bit of a rage bait answer.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not rage bait at all. Actually, I also checking the stream. We're not live to stream at all. It's just
Just our voices.
yeah.
Hey, what's up, gamers? I want to see in chat, what are your burger toppings? While we have a bit of time, we can have a little bit of fun with it.
Okay, I think we're back. We're
Are we?
back. Like we're back, dude. Yeah, bro. Let's go.
I open up chat, the first thing I see, a moment of silence for our casters.
W's in the chats.
We're here. It's 3-3. This speed is loud.
Okay. All right, so we'll try to find one. Wait. Okay. Let me catch my breath for a second as I try to catch up on what's happening. Retro gets a 3K. Dude, this guy is actually missed a 3K, man. Consistently on a save run nonetheless. Poseidon gonna push his ultimate to just get one with a shotgun. He gets the kill. The pick. Oh, Tillo was so close yet so far.
I mean, the last time we looked away, it was looking like a 3-3, and we just come back in the middle of the round and analysis, insert analysis. I don't know what happened. But at the end, it looked a little bit muddy, and it seems like Alliance Guardian was able to win. Looking ahead, though, we do have some really good ultimates. The run it back is available now, as well as the overdrive combo, 2 off of the Fade ulti. On the flip side, you have the Rolling Thunder for the retake. It's a buy for both sides, and it's looking like it's going to be an A-slam.
Well, come on, slam, indeed. Welcome to the jam. So, one in, joke's over. You're dead. Doesn't find anybody though. But it makes space to run to the side. Okay, Record sees one in the corner, so easy. Makes space for his team. 2 down. Retro is on fire, man. It is incredible what he's been able to get done here. Roy was talking about it at the beginning of the day. This guy's the IGF for this team, and the fact that he has pop-off rounds so consistently truly proves how insane of a player he is.
Truly. At this point, though, it is down to the 2v4. The numbers are stacked in favor here. It's going to be up to Nanners. Try and get into here and deal some damage.
Well, see, this is 4v2 though, so we're looking at Nanners and Retro. See what they can find, considering they're both kind of looking around the site and clearing out every single sort of corner to see where the rest of them are facing. But for AG, like, they have the corner set up too. The Rolling Thunder managed to find 2 on their end. Riker there in the corner, set up, full flash peeks around 3 rare. Meanwhile, Nanners defuses. They had no idea. Oh my god.
I love sci-fi playing off the site to play anti to the Rolling Thunder, just for them to stick the defuse. They just send the Rolling Thunder, and Nanners is like, we can win this round, we'll have enough money. Goes for the ninja, gets rewarded for it. And yes, it is, you know, a nice thing for them to win, but it's also nice that we keep 4 weapons here for the side of Alliance Guardian. So there's a little bit of a silver lining for both sides. Issue is that I think the buy is gonna be. Yeah, I was gonna say I think the buy is somewhat decent. So Burger Boys is still looking fruitful, I guess.
Perhaps, right? Considering with Burger Boys just kind of stealing the ride away from there, it's incredible, especially considering how rough it is going for them. And I think AG gonna have to just laugh the one off with how that one went. But shot both the fault line traded, both concusses stopped them in the position. So no real elbow control, but the slide that allows the paranoia to clear out the rest of them. And Burger Boys playing so far forward on this B side will mean they also get punished for it too. Unfortunately, they all get collided and comboed by the utility, leaving Foreign. But Natter's now stuck in a 1v1 against Duck. Natter's been here before. He saved the round for this team previously. Duck now walking around. The health is rough, and Duck crosses him out.
Again, even though we did have a good amount of abilities together. Sorry, production was saying something. But regardless, even though it did look a little rough near the end, the fact that it got down to a 1v1 just goes to show how strong both sides are. The difference is, though, Alliance Guardian, if they're picking up these rounds and they're starting to pick up some of these ultimates, the economy and everything is going to be so in their favor that it could start to snowball. But we haven't seen it just yet. With this eco, though, it might be the case.
I mean, we'll see it here, especially considering where Burger Boys kind of delayed this equal by a singular round, right? With the sneak they managed to get, but this time, though, remember, the pressure's on them. The fight for survival maintains on their shoulders. This entire game, this series has been so close. Picks like these haven't meant much, but for AG, they'll take anything they can get, especially as things go down to 1v1 by the end more often than not. Rakta, a shot goes wide, but sees enough to know.
We're stacked towards the B site here, and we've seen AG consistently going into mid. I don't think there has been too much of a response other than for Burger Boys to try and fight into mid, but with the weaker buy and the weaker weaponry, they can't really go for something like that right now. Practo has to fall back here.
Yeah,
That's
it's
tough.
spotted. It's a cam mod if anything, though, but nonetheless from here, but AG pick the side, pick B, run in. Practo looking to take the first, but two fall, quick session. Sci-Fi has to save the round, but he can't do it. Body takes it away. Then he has the gun now, too. The 2v2 by the end. Like we mentioned, these picks don't mean anything as it's always down to 1v1. Dunk spotted, repositions. No shield on his end, and now Tello has to find a weapon. Try to fight up against him, but he's ready. He's spotted! Dunk! That was incredible!
Just a bit, I would even say, to be critical, a touch of an overheat, I would say, from Bonnie. And yes, Bonnie has been such an exceptional player, but he had a bit of an advantage that just got, unfortunately, lost. It was on an eco as well. They found multiple picks, and they managed to take that market control. 3 peaks, finds the first peaks again, and dies. I mean, you had the numbers advantage, and he gave it up for the 1v1, and that is a bit tough. I get Bonnie, though, is feeling himself, and at this point, that was a round that we already expected Burger Boys not to win, so the economic damage is huge, but this round is one that Burger Boys needs to pick back up, have some ultimates. They're looking like they're their usual selves. No mid control, instead just going for the mains.
Joke's over.
Yeah. I mean, again, we'll look to walk in. Riker off his ultimate. Dude, what he's been able to do past his ultimate has been so incredible. And the pressure he's been able to have also finds the 2 at the back. And Niners has to face his way forward. He'll put his body on the line to save his team. He faces the flash forward on himself as Burger Boys all come back in. Niners is able to take down 2. Teams over the corner, and now it's Duck Reft. An incredible round that started off phenomenally for AG, but goes so wrong as they'll fight in the choke. This B site becomes their life point and their tombstone.
Great call from Burger Boys to immediately go for the fight. They were like, all right, we're just gonna go and take this space back. Bonnie, though, as well, with that ultimate, allowing himself to get that overheat, right? When you have that ultimate, when you have the advantage in terms of the players that can come in with you, then it makes a lot of sense, right? You can get overly aggro. on the final round here, it is going to be a rifle for everyone on the server. And the only difference would be that it's light shields. A bit of a broken buy. It seems like almost full utility for everyone. AG on the flip side has the same. Back into mid. AG loves going into mid, and we haven't seen a punish here for the side of Burger.
Yeah, they're just not holding it all here because like, there's a lot of them
Wait,
walk
Bonnie's
in, but,
here.
I mean, it may be onto Bonnie, but they actually see him. Oh, the concussed is claim dunk trader, but it's just ducked with the one. As Foreign holding strong, waiting to where they want to go with the rest of the team, but those Pangs are gonna hold their tracks.
So they contained them in mid. They kind of expected a mid fight, but instead of fighting into mid, they allowed them to walk up into a sort of trap. And now they know that it's towards A.
Yeah, speaking of traps, Doc, so much better. Oh my god. Clears that another, but knows they can't necessarily brute force way into this. They'll be walking into another death trap. Burger Boys 3v3, and those are odds they like. Doesn't matter if they're down 1 or 2, they managed to fight their way back into this round so consistently. And Sapphire does just enough to survive, but no, it's coupled. You thought he managed to make it out. Doesn't matter.
No,
What's happening, man?
I'm not gonna lie. Shoot good, shoot straight, get the headshot. This is 90% of what these games have been, and it's an even half. And this is the first time we've seen an even half. It's been 7-5, 7-5 consistently, and it's usually Burger Boys the team that's down. So the fact that we see Burger Boys going on an even number here, they're like, you know what? We're changing the narrative. We're changing the sauce. We're changing the buns that we're using, and maybe even the percentage of, fat to beef. I don't know what other, jokes or comments I can make about the burgers. But regardless, what I can say is that it's a good change. Bonnie coming alive in the first half, a bit more than what we saw previously. Not just second half Andes, but on the second half, they need to become second half Andes if they want to take it to bind.
It's entirely possible, right? We've seen Burger Boys come back from less, and the fact that we're finally seeing an even half is nice. From the 7-5s and 8-4s, but mainly the 7-5s and the previous 10-2 that we witnessed. But remember, Roy was saying before the deaths, right? They need to be Burger Boys to show up on the defensive half, because right now for AG, their defense looks A-okay. They feel confident, but Cross running at them. This pistol made aside a lot. They're practicing the first once again. Poseidon shoots through the smoke as the rest of AG all up to walk in. Taylor disgusting with these shots. The classic are moving and clearing out backside, leaving AG just with 2. Poseidon and Doug have to find a way to either stop this plant or just run at them if they possibly can. But if looking with the rest of them with holding, this triangle hold is so rough. Spots him with the camera. And now AG, man. Right? They just can't do much. Yeah.
And I think at this point, it's a matter of waiting to group up and fight together.
Well, yeah, they run in, but look, Silo gets the first right away, right? Sees the smoke like they came from, spots the gun as well too. Easy. Oh, wait, Poseidon taking 2 quick succession. That was not unexpected. The double headshot is clean. Sees one more at the bottom. Runs up. His gun isn't out.
Expected Retro to play further back. Poseidon decides to go for the risky play, and it doesn't work. And yeah, they did a good job about grouping up together and deathballing. But one thing I want to highlight is I like the beginning of how we're seeing Riker use some of the Phoenix utility, similar to an initiator in terms of the kit of using it to stall, right? Because you have that molly similar to Gecko or KO or some of these other initiators. The flashes are kind of there to support the players onto the fights. But regardless, at the end of the day, if you're just going to push in and take fights, it doesn't matter how much stall is going to be there because it's a pistol round. Because at the end of the day, it's all about that gunplay.
End of the day ends, as a famous man once says. Nonetheless, we'll leave them to run into B once again. Full util paranoia and dart pushed out. No info gain here either, but spam is good enough though. Surmise where Poseidon was holding. Burger Boys doing enough to gain a clean bonus round. Exactly what you want. You do not want to let AG take anything away from you if you can.
have all their players up. I mean, they try to go for something. No, Practo's just going to take fights, and I think at this point it's a matter of trying to find a consolation prize. Sci-Fi slips through the smoke. Kind of silly. But Burger Boys picking up these first two is going to be huge, not only for the fact that it's going to give them a leg up here, one step closer to taking it the distance, but also the fact that Practo was able to find these really nice kills, really nice picks. An early neural theft can be crucial for them. It is going to be Tilla who picks up that spike, as he's 3 away as well in terms of the ultimates, but in terms of just the regular economy, it is a pretty nice buy-up. You have 3 rifles, 2, not Stingers, actually, Spectres. This is the first time I've seen a Spectre in a while in a professional setting. Alliance Guardian, though, this is the round that they are technically supposed to win, but they bought up a little bit in the previous round, so we don't have full utility. Like, Foreign doesn't have the walls. Neon's wall.
I mean, we'll see if if they do actually get the gun round, right? Because like you're saying, AG, if they want to stop the momentum, the Burger Boys have built up, though it's been both pistols and bonuses that do take it full rounds, where they have to step up. As in the previous half, you know, it's 4 rounds in a row for Burger Boys, almost 5 before the Alliance
There.
is able to get anything for themselves. Unless they'll look at the same sort of push that we've seen from AG to run through mid, and Riker now will be the one to watch them as they'll try to run on to be here.
Has to be a really solid hold here for AG.
Gotta find something. Oh, he just spotted 1, but 2 taken away with that make that 4, bro. They spotted exactly where they're coming in from. Alliance shut down. They can't do anything against Burger Boys. We're going to bind, bro. We're going to bind. I'm calling it. We're going to bind.
I said, you know, fair enough. Fair. That's a fair call to make here. I will say one comment would be like a bit of recency, and everyone stops. So I'm assuming this is going to be a timeout or a tech timeout to some degree. Regardless of what kind of timeout it is, there is going to be a bit of a lull within it. Practo, like I said, has been looking really clean. Bonnie set up for a lot of success. A lot of those storylines are starting to develop. But the thing that we haven't really seen much of is Riker popping off, right? Riker has been there, right? Kind of playing a more supportive role in some of these cases, but hasn't really had many pop-offs. And that's, I think, a really interesting way of how Phoenix is going to be played here, where you have that sort of 7 assists, right? Your goal is to use that ultimate to try and, you know, fight into stuff. I expected some of that kind of behavior, where it's like you're playing it kind of like a initiator in some cases, but Riker was really dominant on movement duelists. I'm surprised we see him on a Phoenix. It's a little interesting.
Like you're saying, it's just the content they have so far, right? I mean, we've seen the Neons, we've seen the Waylay as well too, but Waylay on Sunset, not bad at all too. I think it's entirely possible for them to play it, but nonetheless, for Riker, like you're saying, right, he has, it's waiting for the ultimate, so they're just orb farming, make sure he's able to run to the site, or now from here, they can at least find where they are, get some info.
And it looks like it's just going to be fast towards A, right, to some degree. As they have the setup, they're going to wait for some of the utility and maybe make a call off of that, but they have the stack towards the A site, and there's only 1 player there, so if they can take down Duck, it should be open for them.
Actually forced up here as well too. We see a double stinger buy from AG to see if they can get anything back here, but like you're saying, it's so far up here. Dunk has to clear out, elbow, get out, but the teleport misses.
Unable to get it?
Yeah, unlucky. Riker also falling. And now for 3 from AG. They want to stop it from getting it to 10, but I mean, it's a sliding away.
It's impossible. And even more than that, just the way that the amount of respect Burger is putting towards AG and not peeking out early is crazy.
Yeah, because they've been equal before, right? These rounds have slipped away from them so quickly within a matter of seconds previously, but this time, like you're saying, they're not gonna give them the chance to do so. 35 seconds remaining.
I don't know. This might be another Fnatic overcook.
No, I mean, this should be fine here. Managed to get 1. Poseidon with 2.
Wow.
Util enough. Stop Sci-Fi from planting once again. And
That-
Burger Boys, clean up.
That was so close, though. You gotta admit. And the reason I bring up the Fnatic overcook is because the previous time Burger Boys went for a slow pop like that, it ended up not working in their favor. And in this case, it was a similar situation where they thought Alliance Guardian might rotate off of the site because they cut noise, when in reality, you're playing in a disadvantaged situation. You either hold towards B and pray that they are faking it, or you try and retake together with weaker buys and maybe even just die to the spike, maybe get a consolation here and there. So just a little bit of a misread. This timeout is going to be for AG to sort of reassess how they're playing, maybe try and give some confidence back to Foreign and Riker to try and work together. They have been playing pretty well. It's just they've been getting kind of lost in the fights. It almost seems like that.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. With how things have been, but it's a little bit rough, right? With what we've seen so far from these retakes or these kind of holds from AG, where they may get one, but it's usually them holding pretty far up to try to get an initial pick. But Burger Boys have been given their respect, and usually even if they do lose one, it doesn't necessarily matter because they're able to collapse so quickly on the defensive hold of AG. The retakes have kind of fallen apart at the seams, where they haven't been able to do a lot to necessarily dismantle the side holds from Burger Boys. So if I'm AG, I'm either playing all in or I'm playing all 5 up. I mean, it seems like right now they're playing all 5. They're gonna stack B, bro.
Yeah, I mean, might as well go for it. Maybe even retake a little bit towards A. You only have one player up here. They're also worried about this mid control, right? Because they were the ones that abused it on their attack side. They're like, yeah, we're gonna just keep going into mid. So now they're gonna be a lot more cautious of it. Regardless, there hasn't really been too much noise from Burger. They want to wait and see how AG is gonna play. They might have also been worried about early aggression from the side of Alliance Guardian.
Practo and Retro just are chilling around behind corners, waiting to find any sound cues if they can from AG. See if they actually try to flank around them, but for now, though, it'll just be lean towards AG once again.
Yeah.
The smoke puts out into elbow, so it means they can't necessarily just run at them. But for Burger Boys, let's see where the mid-rounding goes, because it's all up at 4. I imagine that they try to side hit here at 35. Or 30.
I would not be surprised. The only thing is, though, that you have the Riker ultimate as well. You do have Run It Back
30
available,
seconds
as
left.
well as a Neural Theft for Poseidon. So if they do decide to pop towards the ace, if they do decide to go, like right now that they're scaling, it's going to be a bit tough. They need to play anti for the retake.
Yeah, they'll just play contact all through elbow to just go ahead and clear out the rest of A, but the haunt is nice, so try to clear out one by one. And here comes the Hunter's Fury as well. The takes 2, Riker on sight! An incredible play past the ultimate to remove them. Poseidon finally have the support to get the rest of them. And Burger Boys cannot plant, they have to fight, but they're 4 up strong. Alliance get a much needed round.
And comes immediately off of their timeout, right? They fixed whatever tech problems they had, and they immediately timed out right after to try and get some of the resets that they needed. And it felt like the entire game plan has shifted off. They gave a lot, like I said, if they gave a lot of, I wouldn't say even hype, but they kind of reset Riker and Foreign and said, hey guys, we're going to have you do something different and go for those retakes, playing off of that ultimate. And I think all that stuff is really solid for the side of Alliance Guardian, making sure that their plan is good. As right now, they're going to be facing another alien.
I thought you said alien for a second. I was like,
Alien, the lean towards lean towards lean towards
but-
the side.
But for me, taken away, very unideal for a G. And Poseidon is willing to show him propensity to move forward. There's so many there. He gets one. But every
Yeah.
single time they tried to get out, it has not gone well for themselves. Neural Theft also still available on Poseidon's side, but when is it able to find a corpse or not able to get out from that? Poseidon forced off sight. They'll finally get a clean plant. Paranoia disappears, but Natter's still good and ready. Poseidon not able to find it, allowing them a hold.
At this point, it's gonna have to be on the back of AG, really going for a miracle play here. Maybe even Sci-Fi finding his ultimate, but that's gonna be a big ask.
Ooh. I mean, honestly, what needs to happen though is we'll look at the rest of them, right? With the way they're holding, they gotta clear elbow and sights up top. As sight gone, Nanas and Retro have to look to hold this, do something, and as they'll push out the util, it's delayed if anything. He gets it to half, I believe, but Cypher puts his life on the line, just not trying to fight him against it because they run out of time. Burger Boys, 2 away from pushing us to bind.
And no, did not get the half. I think they expected to get the half, but with, I don't know if it was a tick of damage that was done previously or what. Aftershock bites you and gets you. And at this point, Retro has his ultimate. Nanners has a TP on in to try and discombobulate them. It's a force up from Alliance Guardian. It's everything on the line here for AG if they want to bring it back. And with such an interesting composition as it was mentioned, it begs the question of, how much is it composition and how much is it just the way that they're playing? Because immediately after the retake strategy from Alliance Guardian, Burger Boys is like, all right, we'll just get the first picks and play a little bit overly aggressive further into it. Speaking of first picks.
Yeah, Foreign again caught out, though, playing really aggressive. First, I'm trying to catch anybody mid, but leaves them listless. And now Riker, if you can find one in mid, then they have a chance to get back into this, but doesn't seem to be the case. No ultimates on the side. Neural Theft available alongside Nightfall. And a Neural Theft early after a pick could be massive for themselves, but no one showing face and nobody around. Burger Boys, yeah, they could walk past. Into the side, pass drone. Bonnie first up, slides right in. While they get the spike down. All the util. The cam is actually huge too. Because it sees the flank coming in for Riker, so they know they can stop him and have to face up against them. See, Riker still manages to get one. Like we're saying, it was a necessity. Flash clean. Riker takes 2. I'm finally able to play his agent like a duelist.
Just play
himself on the board.
They're just playing for that retake. They're understanding that, it's better for them to be execute heavy, where we can execute re-clear into space because we have flashes, we have stuns. You literally have two flashes, one of the best near sights in the game for Duck. So they can play off of that so well and set up themselves for success. Another tech pause coming through, meaning that something's happened. That's really cool that the AG has the AG Classic. That's kind of sweet. Respect on the names.
I mean, like you might as well, right? Because like if you're repping a team, you might as well rep the same team that has your same acronym. I know I may have called them all gamers previously, but hey, it's because they're clearly repping the brand, bro. Clearly a big fan of BCTCN, honestly. I don't blame them. Who wouldn't be?
No. You see what happens? We see what happens, bro. I mean, especially at champs right now, that's gonna be pretty exciting. Honestly, I have high hopes for them. But back towards this match, I mean, for the side of Alliance Guardians, this is an opportunity for them to close things out here on Sunset. They stop the, there's no, fake comeback here. They just come back. They manage to win it. We don't have to go about bind. They go 3-1. They take down the Burger. They manage to go through the challenge, whatever eatery you decide to go to. On the flip side, Burger Boys, they're 2 away from sending us to that decider and making sure that they are not going to go down in 4.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird because even after these kind of like tech pods and stuff that we've seen between the two of them, right? We can say it's like a momentum thing and delay thing, but hasn't really affected Burger Boys a lot too, because each time they've come back after tech pause, they've been perfectly fine.
The only time it really did anything was when there was a tech pause and then an immediate actual timeout when they got to talk when they got to talk to their coaches and talk amongst themselves. Because in the tech pause, you don't get to. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to talk. Yeah, the refs are in there. They're like, you're not talking with each other about the game plan. During a timeout, you can, because you're able to really work things out. But there's something to be said about the fact that the timer is ticking, the players are moving, which means that we're going to be getting this round started. Key notes, though, is that it's going to be a big ultimate round here for both sides. It is also a bit of a broken, maybe eco buy. No, it looks like it's broken. Practo going to go for that hero rifle, and that's going to set up Burger Boys for hopefully better eco, right? You want them to start to save so they can, just have good ultimates, win a couple rounds cleanly, and lock this game down. But if they don't, the snowball's going to start for AG.
I think if you're Riker, you definitely want to save your ultimate to ensure that you're not, you're going to at least use it to greater effectiveness on the gun rounds, because we've seen what Riker's been able to do in these retakes, right? And I think if you have the run it back, right, AG, you want to play all 5 up with as many as you can, allowing Riker to put his body in the line. But for now, though, A lead once more. They'll dodge the flashes previously, but they're still holding to.
They're gonna have to just take this contact, and
Duck?
the better weaponry is just gonna shine.
That's crazy, bro. Duck just takes 4. That's disgusting, and it gets denied the ace. They're all there in front of him. Some of them even had guns.
I mean, that's the eco. It happens with the eco. You have yourself. You had a phantom too, so homie just sprayed them down most likely.
Yeah.
We get to see that. I would love to see that POV. But regardless, this is what we expect. Boom East. These guys are some knowers here. These guys are some knowers here. Boom Esports. We have All Gamers Classic from the side of AG. Regardless, though, back to this game. This is the round where it's going to be really crucial. Some ultimates built up for side of Alliance Guardian. And on the flip side, we finally have rifles here from Burger Boy. And they are back towards the A site.
Smoke out early onto A. He's stuck in elbow again. Duck, dude. Gets TP's out. Saw caught in the corner. 3 there. Finally, his luck changes, and Duck survives after on his 3rd try. Leading Riker run up. That running back we were talking about to make space for the rest of the team. And leaving him stuck into elbow. Duck feels confident enough on 7 health to fight his counterparts, and the rest of them lined up. That could have almost been a collat, but it'll leave them in a 3v1 as they invest all those ultimates here. Run it back. And everything else left.
I mean, the fact that they managed to do that off the back of a run it back and an Earl theft, and now they still have an overdrive in their back pocket available, is a really nice little thing to have. The problem is Burger Boy has not expended any of their ultimates. This round, it could become lethal considering we do see Stingers, and they have a propensity to go on a bit of a rush.
Yeah.
Not stacking towards A this time. Instead, they are just working around the site, probably going to go for a bit of a default, but just the way that it was played here for the side of Alliance Guardian, you know, Duck learning from his mistakes, able to fall back. It's looking really good for them.
Yeah, they want to take this round here too, because like for AG with this, they tie it up, and the Burger Boys have 2 chances remaining, but as do they for AG. It's just tough here, man. If you're Burger Boys, you get this round, oh my god, you are flying high. But for the Alliance Guardians, they want to keep this track rolling along. They want to make it into challenges. Everything is on the line for themselves, for both these teams.
Would you say they want to go brick by brick for their brick house?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
I said I'd bring it back at some point.
I don't even remember what it was for, but you know what?
3 little things.
Anyways, we'll look for them to just run into the site. We'll put the aftershock as well in the corner. 4 in stock. That C's doing enough to keep him locked in as he tries to zap to try to get 1, but another man concussed. At least it's Cypher and Poseidon keeping hold. Well, meanwhile, the rest of the team runs up. And Silo, okay, gets his 1. All right, at least he, you know, fulfills his duty. But like we mentioned, 11 and gun round for Burger Boys, a crucial round for both sides.
That was a bit of a Stinger eco. So now that they have a bit better weaponry, I'd hope to see some more. But even with the Stingers, you're right. They could have done so much damage, they just didn't. It just was a matter of the fact that they couldn't really invest those ultimates because you're getting so close to the end game. You can't just rip an ultimate because you're not going to have another Rolling Thunder later on. You're not going to have another Hunter's Fury. It's just a matter of finding the right timing to win and secure that round. Back towards mid we go, though. Burger Boys are ready to capitalize off of it.
Man.
What a move from Riker to just grab the orb. Just like, yeah, no, we can just take this.
He might as well. Yeah, he's following it up. He knows he has to, but put themselves right there. Just gotta try to find 1. All 4 with the op. Taking out Proctor. That's gotta be brutal. Oh, it's Riker as well here too. The flash. Pops to the molly ball. He tries to make an aggressive play. The wall. He's popping around. Bananas at least. Gets it straight back. The action on elbow. And Duck has to decide where he wants to go. doesn't manage to see where the rest of the team is and where they're looking to encroach upon, but they know A is they hit 3 strong from Burger Boys.
At this point, they're going to be just playing this retake. This is a position Duck has been in multiple times. Is he going to get red?
He has to do it by himself. He smoked off. But might be a fake TP. They just have to see this. He'll wait for them to all to walk in. Dart shot away. Now they know where he is. And also the aftershock used to peer him out. Oh, they used to dump that Duck. The new player. That savior in some of these rounds. But for Burger Boys, this has to be where you rise.
Fade's wrapping.
They get the plant around. This could be big. They could try to find them. Look at Poseidon as well too. Right. Does Cypher check the corner is the question. They have to clear out Elbow, and they have to clear out Poseidon here too. 2 clean corners. Cypher with a massive pick. Elbow not gone. Nano's now low as well. Retro stuck in the corner. Poseidon clears them out. It's his series points for Alliance Guardians to get into Challengers.
Swarm and surround. Swarm and surround, and it works again. That's the reason I had to go for that ad-lib, Ravisha. You had to be like, Fade is rapping here. Because Tilo was not looking in the direction. He was looking in the right direction. The timing was caught off guard, and at this point, it's so crucial because this means Alliance Guardian is going to work their way into Challengers if they can just win this round. And now, the thing is, there are 4 ultimates stacked in here for Burger Boys. On the flip side, they don't have that much weaponry. So it's going to be a matter of how they use these ultimates and what position can they find themselves in to take this into overtime.
It's 3-2. Mid control seems to be the option. They'll trade the smokes and run through. But nothing found early on alongside the cam. And again, look, AG, they actually change up their defensive side. They'll stack all for A, and they're leaving Sci-Fi by himself to see where they are, and they made the right choice here. That's the best part. But like you were mentioning, massive site-wide ultimates. Bonnie is dead to Duck.
Oh,
this
huge.
is big.
This opens up the B site.
This is nice. Look at the corners there. Riker with 1 more. Poseidon gets his counterparts. And I knew I should have changed my prediction. Sci-Fi, that is it. He clears 2 outs. Alliance Guardians punch their ticket to Challengers. An incredible feat all the way from Premier. Oh my god.
I know my brain is fried when I said the wrong thing. The site's locked down. I think I said in the middle of it, the site's open. No, the site's entirely closed.